Hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all. My name is Ming and welcome back to my channel, The Lazy Landlady. And remember, lazy means leveraging automation to add zeros to yourself, like your profit. So today I'm going to talk about what are your gifts? What are our gifts? And what is our goal? What is our purpose in this life? I just want to be transparent in this video. For a long time, I never knew what I wanted to do, never knew what I was good at, never knew what I could sell. I've always had the passion to be an entrepreneur, but I never ever knew like what possibly could I be good enough to sell. What can I do that's good enough to sell like a product, right? So anyway, since I had that desire, years went past, and then I learned from my aunt that hey, I can own property. I could be a property manager to my own portfolio. So I started buying assets. I bought my first house when I was 25 years old from an auction in Philadelphia. And so from there, it sparked my interest when I got my first rent check. I said, oh my goodness, people are going to pay me to live places. So, watching her, I had that example. And so I bought more and more and more. And it just like, I just got addicted to buying real estate. So fast forward, okay, I knew I was good at that. And like I had a desire to build assets, to build my net worth. However, as years passed, I never knew like what else could I do? Like how else can I wake up wealthier? Or how else can I build my portfolio and diversify it? Or how else can I build multiple streams of income besides my W-2 at the time? Now I no longer have a W-2 job. I retired my W-2 job 4.5 years ago, and that's the best thing I've ever done for me. Now, I encourage people to keep their W-2 if they enjoy what they do or if they need the money for what they do. But I was blessed I prayed about it. I wanted to leave my W-2 job, so I planned years in advance to get to that point where I was able to self-fund my lifestyle and be financially independent before I quit. So don't quit, guys, until you build all these streams of income, or at least one stream that can replace your W-2 job. So anyway, getting to our gifts, I just want you to know, so years passed after me being a landlord, and I said I need to create other streams of income, but I just never knew how to build a business, never knew what I was good at, what I should do. To be quite honest, sometimes I have insecurities, about what things that I'm good at, or my gifts, or my purpose in this life, right? So I pray to God, like, God, please, tell me my purpose. So 2020 happened, the pandemic, and it was just education everywhere. Just came out the woodworks. Actually, it probably was always there, but I just never knew because I was never on social media before 2020. So I had all this idle time, and I said, let me see what people do on social media. Like, I never did it because I just didn't understand it. I didn't know why people want to socialize online. So my girlfriends encouraged me to do it. So, just go on there and see what they do, what they talk about. And guess what? I learned so much. So now I follow so many people on social media. So now I understand. Like before, I just thought it was just like purely social and bullshit. I never knew that, like people are on here with real businesses trying to teach the masses about stuff. So my interest obviously is business and real estate. So that's the people I follow. So I want you guys to take inventory about who do you follow? What is your purpose? And what do you want to put out in this universe? God forbid something happens to you today or tomorrow. What do you want to be known for, So I took inventory of all of those things, and I've, throughout these couple years, I've learned so much. There's no way in the world, with all this information available to us, there's no way none of us cannot wake up wealthier, guys. Like, so now, just like God put all these answers and packaged it for me and told me, Ming, look outside your box, get outside your comfort zone and see what the rest of the world is doing and stop living in a cocoon. So now, I know, and I've identified a lot of the gifts that I had just inside of me. So now I'm challenging myself to get it out in the world, to package it and get it out in the world. So now, I'm on social media. So follow me on this YouTube or Instagram or wherever you are. Follow me, The Lazy Landlady. subscribe, and I want you to follow me on this journey as we together learn what our purpose is and nurture our purpose together. Because I don't consider myself an expert in anything, but I am motivated and determined to wake up wealthier every day, not just for myself, but to leave a legacy, like to learn how uh, to build generational wealth. You know, everybody talks about that term, but I'm actually learning how to do it every day. My goal is to wake up to learn how to do that so I can pass my wealth of knowledge, of money, of assets, of whatever I accumulate in this world, God willing. I want to be able to pass that down to my heirs, to the people who deserve to learn how to carry it on. So I want you guys to read a book called What Would the Rockefellers Do? It's so inspiring. I know I'm all over the place, but please take notes. All of this stuff is important. What Would the Rockefellers Do? That book is mind-changing. So anyway, getting back to my purpose in this world is to motivate you all guys, the people who have imposter syndrome, the people who are discouraged, the people who are nervous, the people who are introverts like myself, the people who, you know, rather just be quiet sometimes, or rather not be on social media, rather keep things to themselves just because of fear of not thinking people will understand, you know, how to explain things to them. You know, sometimes I find that sometimes it's difficult for me to explain things to people, but I do know one of my gifts is to motivate, to inspire women especially. I have so much to give. Like, I'm a testimony because I come from a place where I never even thought I can do certain things. Like, I've never really considered myself extra smart. I mean, I'm average, right? But I never considered myself as being a person who have accomplished so much. Like, sometimes I don't even give myself credit. Sometimes I don't even, my goal was to write a children's book. I wrote 3 in like maybe a year or a little over a year. Yeah, it's not rocket science, but it's just a goal that I accomplished. I didn't even think I could because, number one, I didn't know how, like what steps to take first, second, and third. Not only did I write the book, I researched how to get the book published. I got the book sold, on Amazon and through like my own website, and also, the links on social media. So I'm selling it like on 3 different platforms. So to me, that's impressive, right? Because I thought at one point, man, you would never be able to do that. You don't even know how. You don't know how to write a children's book, right? So I researched and I took the time. And I've done that with so many different products over the past 2.5 years, like since COVID. And I've, put on my platform different products that I know that I am proficient in. And I wanted to sell it to the public to let people know, hey, I'm good at this. This is my gift, and I want to sell it. And I encourage you guys to do the same thing to wake up wealthier, right? So the first step is to believe in yourself and identify what you're good at. What are your gifts? And I want you to act. At the end of this video, whatever your gifts are and whatever your next step is, I want you to act. Unapologetically, we're going to wake up wealthier every day, whether that means dividends accruing, interest accruing, cash flow accruing from rental properties, or dividends from stock, or money from products. Whatever you do, whatever to make money, we're going to build cash flow and wake up wealthier. That's what we're going to do. And I want us to be consistent every single day. We have to wake up, be inspired about our own project, our own goals, our own purpose, and make sure we're productive every single day. Even if it's a small thing, right? Like, even if it's a small thing on your to-do list toward that big giant goal in 5 years, you have to do the small things now, right? We have to crawl before we walk. I have a girlfriend right now, and we are challenging ourselves. She's my accountability partner to make videos, to make more videos. Because if you see on my channel, I use Noodles, which is the avatar for she's the character in my 3 children's books. The Noodles series is a trilogy. So I use Noodles sometimes to get the word out when I'm busy, so I still do the research, or sometimes I just don't feel like being behind the camera, right? Let's be honest. But I have to do this more often, right? If I want to build a brand, I have to put the time into it. I have to be uncomfortable. How they say it? I have to get comfortable being uncomfortable, right? So I don't like being behind the camera, but I have to inspire you guys, because I don't want you guys to think, oh, I can't do that for some reason. Sometimes you guys are too scared to admit it. Me, I'm the first one to say, hey, I don't understand. You gotta explain this shit to me like 15 times sometimes before I understand something. So I want you guys to not be embarrassed about what you don't know, right? And I want you to, we're getting older. So I don't want you to go through life and not having because you don't know how to get to it, or for instance, on social media, I want you to leverage social media. I want you to follow people on social media that can teach you something. Don't follow people about bullshit in the neighborhood, or like the latest candles that smell good, or the latest sneaks, or the latest shoes. Why don't you follow somebody who can help you get to your goals? And it's not even about monetary all the time. It's not even about money all the time. When I talk about building wealth, I'm talking also about knowledge, and mostly about money, because it's no shame in my game. I'm trying to learn so I can pass this down to my family members so that we can keep the wealth going in our family for like multiple generations. I don't know how to do it, but I wake up every day to try to learn and study how to do it. So when I die, then the next generation can take over and learn. They shouldn't have to start from scratch. Everybody should, start being accountable about what they're doing right now on this earth, so we can leave clues for the next generation. And also, guys, I want you to know that failing is not a bad thing. Failing is learning. So some people are afraid to take steps because they're afraid of failure. I fail something probably every doggone day, and too much, you know what I mean? But I just keep up. I just get up and keep on going, and I dust the sweat and the embarrassment or the failure or whatever right off my shoulder, and I keep on going. That's what we have to do. I want us to get comfortable and familiar with buying assets. Stop buying liabilities. Buy things that will put money into your pocket eventually. Buy investments. Of course, you can still buy liabilities if you want, and I want you to research that. And I want us to start reading things, like only putting things in our brain and around us through social media, through regular media, TV, radio, everything. I want us to be more conscious of what we listen to, more conscious of what we see and what we absorb, right? Even our friends and the people we have around us. We are like the average of like the 5 or 6 people around us, okay? So be, more conscious of that. I want us to stop being still and stagnating our growth because of imposter syndrome, because we don't understand something, or because we're nervous and all of that stuff. So this week, I want us to challenge ourselves, push ourselves to be uncomfortable. What will you do? Comment below. What will you do this week? That small little thing. Let me tell you what I'm going to do. My challenge to myself, my accountability partner, like I said. Our goal between each other is to make at least one video per week, like a live video. Take time to do it. But I'm going to challenge myself to do more. So I have to do at least one. And this is my first one this week since me and my girlfriend's challenge. But I'm going to challenge myself to do way more. And I'm going to put a number on it. I'm going to challenge myself to do 5 per week. Because there's no way in the world I shouldn't be able to. So comment below and tell me what one thing you're going to do this week. And I want you to tell me about the steps you're going to take to get to it. And what is your long-term goal? Like, why you need these little steps. Like, what is your long-term goal for these little steps? So, like, share, comment below, and subscribe on YouTube. The Lazy Landlady. Don't forget, lazy means leveraging automation to add zeros to yourself, which is your profit, your bank account, whatever you want to do. Bye, y'all. Love you.